Hey guys, welcome to a special edition. Today we have a big show for you today. As you can see, we have Gabriel in here today. He wants to go over all of his horror pops. He wants to talk about a few things. So let's have some fun here on 83 Pop Talk. Alright guys, like I said, we have Gabriel in here today. I am super excited to be able to get him on video. He wants to talk about horror today. As you know, we are not big horror collectors, but Gabriel's actually starting to get me into it. I really want to get into this now. So Gabe, what is some of your favorite horror movies? Have you actually seen?
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, and a very special thing, Beverly is not actually here in town. She actually took a vacation with Tristan. Very, very much needed and deserved vacation. So I got to spend the entire weekend with Gabe, and I've had a blast so far. But one day, Beverly actually went and took Gabe to Walmart to buy a new movie. And this is what he picked.
I was so...
Friday the 13th, 8 movies. I wouldn't say all movies. There's a lot more. There's 11 movies, right?
Yeah, it's about 12 of them so far.
There's 12 movies. You gotta remember Freddy vs. Jason, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she picked this up. She ain't never seen him before. She said, oh no, I was gonna let him watch it. I'm glad he didn't, because as you know, there are certain scenes in there that is not appropriate for a 15-year-old. But it's okay. It's okay, because we got to sit down and watch. So far, we've made it through 4 movies. We're completely happy. Because I was able to, tell him, hey, close your eyes or put your head up underneath a pillow or something during those scenes, which is hilarious because don't want to watch those scenes, but we're completely fine with him watching somebody put an axe to somebody's face, right?
Yes.
All right. So there's your movies.
No.
You building a movie tower?
No, I'm building something.
Oh, okay. So we got to watch a few of these. So Gabe.
Why?
What? I want to tell me. Who are all the actors who have played Jason that you know?
Steve Dash.
Steve Dash?
Richard Brooker.
Richard Brooker?
Ted White.
Ted White?
For Final Chapter.
For Final Chapter.
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder.
For the 8th movie so far, Kane Hodder is probably the best.
Kane Hodder? Hey, if you guys think what's his name?
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder. If you think Kane Hodder is the best Jason, put it in the comments below.
There's one problem with that.
What's that?
Kane Hodder's not that taller.
He's not that tall. He's not as tall as the other Jasons.
No.
No, how tall was he?
6'10", I think.
He's 6'10"?
Or 5, I don't know.
A little bit shorter?
Yes.
A little bit shorter than 6'10"?
Well, the waiter that he killed was obviously much taller than him in Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is, but he played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason.
No, I'm telling you, he's only seen 1, 2, and 3. We haven't gotten completely into 4 yet. He's never seen any of these movies, guys. I'm telling you.
Except I only heard of the 2009 reboot.
Yeah, the 2009 reboot. Okay.
And there's only 2 versions of it.
Yeah.
The original and the killer cut.
Yeah.
Which is much different. It's much longer. Has much more deadlier deaths. And stars the new Jason.
So as it went through the generations, coming up to the first one was in what day?
1980.
In 1980, and then the second one was in
1981.
And then the third one?
1982.
So they made one a year. One
Yes.
per year, huh? So basically, when it got to the older ones, the graphics got better, right?
Yes.
They were able, because in the first one we was watching, who was the killer in the first one?
His mother.
What's his mother's name?
Pamela.
Pamela Voorhees, right? So in the first one, you can see, when she went after the girl. Which one did she get with the axe?
Marcy.
Marcy. She went and got Marcy with the axe, put it up in the air. And then you don't see the actual swinging of the axe, you just see the light flinging, and then the next thing you see is Marcy with the axe in her face. But of course, as it got better and going along, that they actually started putting in a lot more graphics, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The first 1982 film was actually Friday the 13th Part 3. It was the first film ever to introduce 3D technology.
Oh, in the third one.
Yes.
It was the first that ever did 3D, or what?
It was the first one.
All right. Oh, interesting thing that I saw. Who was the director of the first one? That's okay. If you don't know the director, that's fine. But
Amazing. What is it? Oh, Sean. Sean is
Cunningham. Sean Cunningham. That's who directed the first one. I think he directed the second one too. But anyway, Sean Cunningham was the director of it, and he said that he actually got a call and said, we need to make a ripoff of Halloween because it was making so much money. And that was great, being the fact that they output said, yeah, we're going to rip this off. But they made something that was so different because in the first one, it wasn't just a guy in a mask with a sharp knife. It was actually the mother. So it actually
And in the second one, it started her son as the serial killer.
Well, the first one being the fact that it was a mother who was actually getting revenge for her son's death, and that hit home for a lot of things because you kind of felt sympathy for the killer. So that was, I think, what made the movie so much money. Was
but they had only one competitor.
What is that? Halloween?
No, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, Nightmare on Elm Street came out after that, right?
Yeah, in 1984, which is the same year that the final chapter came out.
So final chapter came out in 84, and Nightmare on Elm Street followed that.
Yeah, they're competing.
And the one thing that I think is great on Nightmare on Elm Street,
Friday the 13th.
Like Leprechaun was the first movie for a lot of big name actors. Kevin Bacon was in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon, and he had the best death scene, didn't he?
Yes, it was iconic.
It was an iconic scene. So what happened to Kevin Bacon's character?
Arrow in the head, in the neck.
From the back, right?
Yes.
And what came out of the front.
Yeah,
So,
and then also it echoed in part 3.
then part 3 it did it again.
New Beginning.
And New Beginning. So that was that. Let's see, you got Kevin Bacon in that one, Johnny Depp, Nightmare on Elm Street. It was a lot of Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun. So it was a lot of horror flicks. Actually, were jumping off points for a lot of big name actors, which I think is pretty cool. Now, again, like I said, I'm not big into horror flicks and stuff like that. But I've seen them all. I've seen them all throughout the years. You know, I think it's more the fact it's the new age ones. It becomes a little bit more graphic and harder to watch. You know, a lot of people like that gore. I'm not the big gore fan. I'm a thriller fan. If I'm going to watch a horror flick, it's got to be a thriller and not a gore fest. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like the suspense. So what's one of your other favorite suspenseful movies? What's that?
Jaws.
Jaws. You love that Jaws. Again, you don't see the shark for half of it because, you know, budget and everything for the movie, but they've made it so good. So you have some Jaws pops, right?
Yeah.
Can we see? Is that your favorite Jaws one?
Yeah.
They can't see it. They gotta put it down here. He's got Jaws eating Quint.
Yeah.
That's probably one of his favorite ones. I think you saw this in his last video of some of his top favorites. Who's this? Yep. Got can't see it. Matt Hopper. And we got Chief Brody. And he also has Quint that's not getting eaten. So, what do you like about Jaws?
It's actually more of a suspense than horror film.
It's actually more of a suspense and horror film.
And like the original Alien film that came out in 1979, which is which is actually a much more of a horror film than it is sci-fi.
Yeah.
These movies are more suspense than horror.
Yeah. Which I think is interesting because there's like a fine line between horror, suspense, gore, and sometimes, you know, they can mix genres. You know, you got sci-fi horror, sci-fi thriller,
and sci-fi comedy.
And sci-fi comedies, you know. But which Jaws is your favorite movie?
All of them.
You like all of them? He can't pick. He loves all the Jaws movies. That's probably one of his favorites. All right. So, is there anything else that you want to say about Jaws? Any facts that you know about Jaws?
There's no real shark in it.
Okay.
It was actually a mechanical version. And this is the first film ever to inspire. It was actually the first summer blockbuster.
It was the first one ever. First blockbuster ever.
It's in summer.
In the summer blockbuster.
Yeah, and also everyone was terrified of the ocean. And that was inspired sea mercenaries and sea bounty hunters to go after them.
Yeah.
That's why the sharks are diminishing rapidly.
Well, because of the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of made a big fear factor that sharks were coming to get people, so they started hunting
and
them,
everyone's so stupid about it.
Yeah, I know. And they can't do that because it throws off the ecosystem. But we're talking about horror, not about that.
Okay.
But I think that is a horror story in itself. So, what is another one of your favorite movies?
Let's open this.
You want to open this? All right, guys. Gabe has a mystery box.
Fan box.
I know it's a fan box. It is from Mama J and Spectre, which is awesome, and we really appreciate them. If you guys haven't seen them, which I'm pretty sure you have, but if you haven't, go to their channel, subscribe. It'll be in our links below.
I'm just trying to get it open.
And make sure that you hit a like button on them and just enjoy their content. Get on their lives, guys. They have giveaways. They're great. And speaking of that, before Gabe is allowed to do this, we got to do some stuff. So let's go ahead and make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't miss any more of our videos.
And as usual.
Nah, we're not done yet. Yeah, I know. All right, guys. Make sure to get on our live stream on August 1st. That is our 500 giveaway. Also, we're going to be doing a game show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great, and we really appreciate everybody for subscribing and hanging in there with us. All right, bud. So you want to open this?
Yeah.
You're not going to handle the knife. I'm going to handle the knife. Now, this is from Mama J and Spectre. They did give something for Tristan in here also. But Tristan is on vacation with Mom. So Gabe, I told him how many stuff he has in here, so he can only pull out that one thing. All right, so the thing on right here, that's yours. There, get out.
Chucky. Okay, that's just an abomination.
Is that an abomination, Chunky?
Yes. Thank you.
There we go. All right, thank you, Mama J.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Gabe really likes it. It goes along with his collection. So show him what Chucky ones you have, because yeah, he actually brought them down. Ooh, which ones are these?
Wheel card and Stitch Chucky.
And Stitch Chucky. You like you've never seen the Chucky movies either, have you?
No,
I guess that's something else we're gonna have to remedy.
watch them because I don't like them. They're tiny toys.
You don't like tiny toys attacking people?
No, it's kind of an abomination. Like.
Yeah, probably because he's got like a but he likes the pops, right?
Yeah, but sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, it's okay. But all right, so this one is him with. How did he get half of his face taken away?
Carnival attraction, probably.
And then. Well, he always usually ends up with like stitches and stuff, and I think it was in the Bride of Chucky. He ended up with like staples in his face.
Yeah, I think he was also brought back by voodoo magic.
Yep, and Chucky 2 on the cart with the knife in the hand.
He doesn't have any stitches. I only see blood on the nose.
How did Chucky become Chucky?
Charles Lee Ray was once fully human.
And then he did some voodoo magic, right?
Yes.
He was dying in a toy factory with good guy dolls, right?
Yes.
And he did a chant and put his soul into a Chucky doll, right?
Yes.
So, because we know that, and that's the iconic part of who Chucky is, that he actually is a human soul in a toy. What do you think about the new Child's Play that is an evil animatronic good guy doll? What do you like? Which one do you like better? Do you like this one? You like this one better?
Instead of the new one, it's kind of an AI system instead of a spirit.
So you like the spirit thing, other than the AI thing where the AI is evil, because that really goes into Terminator era, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is pretty cool. So, out of all of the horror icons out there, who is your favorite?
Chucky.
Chucky's your favorite horror icon?
No.
Okay, who's your favorite?
Jason.
Jason's your favorite. Why do you like Jason so much?
Because he wears a hockey mask.
Yeah.
And he carries his infamous machete.
Yeah, is that you just like the icon of him, huh?
Yes.
Like that one better?
Yes.
He looks cool. He is cool. I mean, it's a lot different than the Shatner mask, which I'm not dissing that or anything.
Oh, Michael Myers.
Myers.
Some people know him as the Shape.
Yeah. All right, so I actually brought. I only got 4 horror pops. They're not. You could consider them horror. I don't. I do somewhere in the middle. But this is probably one of my favorite movies of all times. I am a vampire lover. I love vampires as long as they don't sparkle. Right? So this is probably one of my favorite horror pops that they got out there, and that is The Lost Boys David, which is amazing. I love that one. I just recently picked this one up off of Macari. Now, this is a anti-hero.
Yeah, anti-hero.
Yeah, anti-hero. We got Zombie Morbius. Again, another vampire.
That's
Absolutely
Marvel,
love it.
not horror.
Well, it's horror, fiction, comic, everything. You know, it's the interesting thing about him is that he's a living vampire, and that's because of the clauses they had in the 70s and 80s. That comics, for the comic society thing, is that you couldn't say the word zombie, you couldn't have deaths, and there was like a whole list of things that you couldn't do. So the way Marvel got around that is actually made him a living vampire zombie thing. So I thought it was pretty cool. So the next one that I have up here is from Terminator. Now this is probably one of the they only put one Terminator set out there. I wish that they would make more, and it's the T-800 with battle damage. I wish that they would do more of these. I had the entire set. I did not like it. Gabe is in disagreements with me that this is a horror movie, but it's you could consider it sci-fi, horror, thriller, action. So like I said, I'm more of a thriller than I am horror person. So is that pretty cool?
Yes,
Yep.
it's just we're missing three things.
Yeah. What's that? Well, I had all three of these. I did have all three of these, but I ended up rehoming them because I didn't want the entire set. Especially after I watched the movie, I can't believe they actually got rid of John Connor. I mean, that's the iconic part of the entire movie is John Connor. So I hate the fact that they keep trying to reinvent it. I would like to see a Terminator after Judgment Day better than the one that they made with Marcus. So I want to go back to the first movie and make a movie like the flashback scenes. That's what I want to see. If I want to see a
but
Terminator
every
movie.
sequel disregards every film but the original.
Exactly. So except for the second one. The second one was amazing. Terminator 2 Judgment Day was the best Terminator, the best sequel that they ever made in movies, I believe. So the next one that we have is Hannibal Lecter. I love this pop. It's very awesome. This is a thriller.
And it's horror as well.
I love this pop. I absolutely love this pop. Again, you could consider it horror, you could consider it a thriller, but they have made other Hannibal Lecter pops, but this is the most iconic for me, and that's why I have it. It's kind of one of my one-offs. I don't want the entire set. And of course, you know, I love the back of it, whereas the movie scene.
He mostly belongs to Silence of the Lambs, but I found another TV series on Netflix.
Yeah, there is a Hannibal. You know, this isn't actually the first movie that Hannibal Lecter ever played in, and the first one, I can't remember the name of the movie, and wasn't even played by the same actor. So,
Who played Hannibal Lecter?
You know who played Hannibal Lecter?
I know who.
Man, putting me on the spot like that.
I'm not.
Anthony Hopkins. I don't even have to look it up. Come on now. It's Anthony Hopkins.
He also played The Exorcist.
No.
He did.
Anthony Hopkins did not play in The Exorcist.
He did. I heard of it on Top 5.
He did not play in The Exorcist.
Let me show you.
We'll look it up later, okay?
I'll show you where I found the Top 5 channel from.
Shoot, if I win this bet, I get your Chucky set.
Man, are you dumb?
Yeah, no.
I'm not being mean.
Nah, yeah, you are. That was being mean.
I wasn't.
All right, guys. All right. So Gabe, so you don't have any Jason pops, do you?
Yeah, no.
No, that's what we're working on. We're working on him getting some Jason pops.
Yes.
I don't, like I said, I don't collect horror icons, but you know what? I might start getting into them. I mean, actually, I really do need to because it's all movies. I collect movie pops, so why wouldn't I have some of the iconic horror films, the pops of the people, going through the ages? I mean, even through horror. It might not be my favorite genre, but it's a genre that I actually like. So, Gabe, did you have fun?
Yes.
Yes. What do you say to all the people out there?
Thanks for watching.
We're not done yet. All right. Guys, this has been Talking Horror with Gabe. We really appreciate him actually coming in and having fun with us. If you guys want to show Gabe some love, please hit that like button.
And as usual.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.